कुंज बिहारी राधा जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपी जन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वन हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 राम राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधा गोविंद राधे जय गगना जय बलदेव जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शना जय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल जय गौरा कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की श्रील प्रभुपाद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्युत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Welcome all of you. Today we will speak on this topic. Because many people are asking this question about how we can become steady in devotional service, isn't it? So how do you become steady? Repeat the heading. That's a secret of steadiness. So, why should we study the scriptures on a regular basis, daily? Often you will find in this world anything that is supposed to be done as a steady routine which does not produce immediate results. People generally keep it in the side. You will see that. And that which can give some quick benefit, instant pleasure, people go for it. Like eating gives immediate pleasure. Okay, I like to eat. Sleeping gives immediate relief, so I'll sleep immediately. Isn't it? Similar attraction between male and female is very strong. Immediately people respond to that. Also, you'll see that. Or somebody insulted you. You immediately defend. Hey, what did you say? Huh? Isn't it? So, that which in which results come instantly, we go for it. And today morning also I was giving examples from going from LKG to becoming an engineer, or from going from a passed out engineer just now, fresher, to becoming a CEO of a company, or taking a mango seed and developing a mango tree with 1,000 mangoes. So 3 examples he gave in the Japa talk today morning, right? So all these things, are they overnight activity or gradual activity? So the gradual activity. So therefore, this service and study, they are also gradual activities. They produce results, profound results, but over a period of time, one will experience the results. So let us learn more about this. First, let us think of some sections of Bhagavatam which emphasize on this. There's the one verse which Kaviraj Goswami says, Maya Mugdha Jivarnahi Swata Krishna Gyan Atayeva Kripaya Koila Krishna Veda Puran. Is saying, Maya Mugdha Jiva, the Jiva covered by illusion, cannot understand about Krishna on his own. So what does he need? Atev, therefore, Kripai Koila, having compassion upon the Jiva. What Krishna has done? Krishna Veda Puran. Vedas, Puranas he has given to especially help the conditioned souls get out of the illusion. So, not only for you and me, even for the first created living being, Brahma, at the dawn of creation, when Brahma was born in the lotus, which came from the navel of the Lord, he saw darkness enveloping all directions. He got down from the lotus and walked through the stem, came to the navel of the Lord. Standing on the navel of Vishnu, he still couldn't see anything. Can you imagine? He looked all around, everywhere it was darkness, like Amavasya darkness, complete darkness. Again he climbed up and went back and sat in his lotus. And a question came in his mind about his own identity. Who am I? Why am I existing? What am I supposed to do? I'm completely ignorant. And I'm talking about the first created living being with 4 heads. He was not aware. So that is our situation also. At that time, Lord took pity on Brahma, and then he spelled out 2-letter word, ta-pa, he said. Perform penance. And then Krishna played his flute, and through his flute sound, he gave the Gayatri mantra, Kama Gayatri mantra, into the ears of Brahma. And Brahma understood, tapasya means I have to repeat this mantra again and again. So he repeated the mantra for 100 celestial years, very patiently, faithfully. Tapasya means voluntary pain accepted for long-term pleasure. That's the definition of tapasya. Tapo divyam putraka yena sattvam shuddhyet yasmat brahma sakyam tu anantam. You know, when you do tapo divyam, what he did was tapo divyam, correct, no? What Hiranyakashipu did is not tapo divyam. That's material. Yesterday we heard about that. That is for a materialistic goal. Whereas Brahma did tapo divyam, inspired by the Supreme Lord. Sattvam shuddhyet, his chitta became purified. Brahma saukhyam, to anantam, he experienced everlasting bliss. So at that time, when Brahma opened his eyes, everything was lit up like as if the sun is shining in the sky. He saw the beautiful lotus feet of Vishnu with a nupur, with a ankle belts. And then he saw Vishnu's golden dhoti. Then he saw the jeweled belt in Vishnu's hip. Then he saw the Kaustuba jewel along with the Shiva Chichina in the chest, golden hair. 4 bluish arms with Shankha Chakra Gada Padma and a smiling beautiful face, with semi-closed eyes, and Lord with Mukut and Kundal smiling. And when Brahma saw that form, he became blissful immediately. And the Lord came forward, shook Brahma's hands. For the first time, Prabhupada says that's the first handshake of the universe. After that, all the managers also shake the hands with their subordinates. You ask a manager, why are you shaking hand? What's the meaning? They don't know. Then you can tell this truth. Sir, what you are doing is a copying Lord Vishnu, what he did for Brahma. Most people don't know that they are copying. But that is what Lord Vishnu did. Prabhupada says. So, Lord gave appreciation for the tapasya. And then Lord gave Brahma the revelation of knowledge. Lord said, since you performed tapasya sincerely, now I am going to reveal the Vaikuntha to you. So he showed the Vaikuntha with Vaikuntha Vimanas flying, consorts along the Vaikuntha men and their consorts were flying. They were all engaged in seva. It's a beautiful world, Kalpavriksha trees and everything. So Brahma was amazed. So he got appreciation, he got revelation, and then Lord told him that I will give you a responsible position now. Because since you have performed tapasya on my order faithfully, since I have revealed the spiritual world to you, now I am going to give you a responsible position as the manager of the living entities in the material world. You will be the first engineer of the universe. So make this 14 planetary systems and then put the living entities, sattva living entities in the top, rajas in the middle, and tamo in the below. All that job I am going to entrust you. So he gave service to whom? Brahma. So he revealed the knowledge, of the spiritual world, appreciated him, and then he gave him service. That means if the superior is pleased with you, what's the result of that pleasure? His service. If he is pleased with your attitude, then he develops some trust in you. Oh, he's a wonderful devotee. Let me give him some seva. Only when you trust somebody, you can give service. Can you give service to any Tom, Dick and Harry? You cannot. So Lord gave him service. And then Lord asked him, what benedictions you want now? And then Lord told him, you don't need any new benediction because already you saw me. Getting my darshan is the topmost benediction, Lord said. There's nothing beyond that. But still, if you feel you want to ask something, you can ask. Basically, Brahma could have said that, now that I have seen you, Lord, I am happy. He didn't say that. Brahma said, yes, I want some benediction. What benediction he asked was, my dear Lord, you are telling me to take up this project, but I don't know what to do. How to create, how to establish the 14 planetary systems, and how will I put the living entities, how to create 8.4 million species. This is all mind-boggling for me. This is beyond my capability. Although I have 4 heads, my body is made of intelligence, I don't know how to do all this. Lord said, don't worry, don't worry. I'll give you the blueprint for everything. You just have to execute. I'm going to very soon give you, don't worry, he said. Then Brahma said, okay, you are giving me the knowledge on how to do the service. But while doing the service, there is a likelihood that there may be some vicious elements which will come, like Rakshasas, Yakshas, and such kinds of people may also be created. What if those vicious people attack me or pollute me? My sanctity, purity will be lost. Just take, for example, some of you are running student centers. Then you go out in the hostel to call the boys. Then there is a possibility that even you may be dragged by bad association. Correct? Like one of the mentors went to call some boy, and the boy was watching one Netflix movie. And then the boy said, sir, just 5 minutes, I'll come, please take a seat. So the senior took a seat waiting for him, but he also watched. And both of them started watching for half an hour. Then the brahmachari had gone. He said, where is that senior fellow? He's not to be seen. Go and find out. And he went to call him on another boy. And he saw both these guys are watching movies. Hey, Prabhuji, he shook his shoulder. What are you saying? Prabhuji, I just came to call him. Prabhuji is coming. He said, please come, he was telling. So momentarily he got lost. So there is a possibility of our getting lost or not. Brahmaji prayed, my dear Lord, I may get carried away in the course of my service. So, therefore, how will I be protected? Where is the safety net for me? Lord said, Brahma, if you always remember me, you will never be affected by vicious elements. As long as you remember me, I will be with you. And vicious elements may be all around you, but you cannot be touched. You follow my instructions, just like Sita was staying in the Panchavati, Parnakutir. The circle was made by Lakshman Rekha. If you stay within that Rekha put by the Adi Guru, Lakshman, you are always safe. You stay within the rules and regulations and the instructions that I have given you. Then no Maya cannot touch you. Jako Raka Isaya, Marana Sakai Koi, Balna Banka Karesaka, isn't it? You cannot be affected. You be protected. Lord said, Brahma became very happy. Oh, now I've got a project to do. And the Lord is going to give me a blueprint to do. And He's offering me protection also. So I have nothing to worry. Isn't it? So Brahma became very happy. In the same manner, so Brahma got 4 things: appreciation, revelation, responsible position, benediction. So now all of you, what tapasya you have done, you have given up sense gratification in the outside world and you are ready to come and stay with devotees in a devotee center. Correct, no? Youth center. And then that itself is tapasya, because here you get only prasad, not any outside food. Here you follow 4 regularity principles. Outside people break all those principles. Correct, no? Here you wear fresh dress every morning, isn't it? You take a bath and you have to sleep early, rise early. That's also one type of tapasya. Doing the tapasya. And you're also ready to cultivate transcendental knowledge by hearing the classes daily, 40 minutes or something like that, daily. So for all this tapasya that you are getting, your mentor is giving you appreciation. Good boy. Very nice. You're doing very good. So after appreciation, then what will he give you? Responsible position, which includes, it can be a HOD service, or it can be a preaching service. It can be pot washing service. It can be deity worship service. It can be book distribution service. It can be cleanliness department service. Some seva. Similarly, girls, they have garland making service, jewelry making service, making dress outfits for the Lord, or cooking, correct, no? Like that, or preaching to his children or whatever. So in this way, you can be given some responsible position or some seva you can be given. So, and then how to do that service? You will get a SOP. What is it? Standard of practice. So system based. Every service has description how it should be done properly. Quality service should be done. And if you do that service well, ascending service, descending mercy, then you get the mercy. Correct? So in this way, by doing the service, it will be revealed to you. You can read one verse. I will give you one homework verse. If you read that verse, you will understand that by doing service, how you are going to get special mercy. ये मे स्वधर्म निरतः तपसः समाधि. That's not the verse, another verse. Yes. It went to Essence Samrit, I think, probably. Instead of Bhagavatam. Too small, just 1 minute. ये मे स्वधर्म निरतः तपसः समाधि विद्यात्मयोग विजिता भगवत् प्रसादाः तानेव ते मदनुसेवनया वरुद्धान् दृष्टिं प्रपश्य वितराम्य भयान शोकान्. See 3.23.7, you can note down. 3.23.7, very important purport. If you want to know what will you get by doing service, you can read this. Guru can instill your heart with transcendental knowledge and realization. 3.23.7, you can read that. So in this way, you are, and also in the course of your trying to do some service, there can be challenges. What are some of the challenges we face while doing service? We can commit some aparadha to others, correct? That's a possibility. By interpersonal clashes with other devotees. Or we may do the service imperfectly by creating some losses, money loss, or break something and then displease the superior. That's a possibility. So we fear sometimes, oh, if I take responsibility, if some loss happens, I may lose mercy. Or if I commit aparadha, I may choke my spiritual. The problem is what? Like if you have fire, you can cook in the kitchen. But the fire can also cause harm, accidents also. Correct? That's a possibility. But do you cook or you never use fire? What do you do? Yeah, but you have to cook carefully. Similarly, you don't run away from devotees. One boy said, Prabhuji, I will stop coming to temple and coming to devotees because I heard aparadha is very dangerous. And how will you make progress? If you don't come close to devotees. That means you have to serve with devotees but not commit offenses. Just like deer has to go and drink water in the lake but not get caught by crocodile or the tiger. You have to go to garden and fetch the roses for offering to Lord but not hurt your fingers with thorns. That's how the world is. You have to put fire in the chula with the firewood but tolerate the smoke. Both things are there in this world. So in this way, the whole universe starts with the service that Brahma got. And then Lord told Brahma, Jnanam paramaguhyam me yad vijnana samanvitam Tad rahasyam tadangam chagrahana gaditam maya. My dear Brahma, now I am going to give you the Vaidhi Bhakti Jnana and Raga Bhakti. Both I am going to give you. Why am I giving you this knowledge? Because when you create the 14 planetary systems and put all the living entities, after they eat food, after they become strong, they will fight with one another. If you don't teach them transcendental knowledge. Therefore, give them the knowledge to awaken. So they get purified with the transcendental knowledge. Take this knowledge and go. Not only you should create the gross facilities of creating the house, creating food, creating clothes. Creating clothes means 8.4 million species. Giving them the dress. What is the dress for the soul? Body. Giving them food is roti, kapda, makan, basic needs you are providing. But after that, you have to provide them what? Transcendental knowledge. If you don't give them knowledge, it's very dangerous. Without the seed of knowledge, they are going to fight with one another foolishly. Because they will be identifying with their Hatma Buddhi. Correct, no? So they need spiritual knowledge, he said. That's what I'm giving you. So now, Chanakya once, in one statement, Chanakya said, if you have knowledge in the books which you have not read and assimilated, it is exactly like money in another man's pocket. For example, if Prabhuji is having money in his pocket, can this Prabhuji benefit? He can't benefit because it is not his money. It is someone else's money, correct? No? Similarly, transcendental knowledge is, somebody says, Prabhu, I have complete set of Prabhupada's Bhagavatam. I am very fortunate. Okay, you have the complete set, but are you reading it? If you don't read it, it's not going to benefit you. Correct, no? That's why it's very important. There are many, many verses which emphasize reading the Bhagavatam. I'll show you one or two very vital verses. I'll show you. Shrinvada Shraddhaya Nityam Granatascha Sacheshtitam Kalena Nati Dirgena Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. See, Shinvataha means one should hear, Shraddhaya with transcendental faith. Nityam means daily. Granatascha Sacheshtitam. You should make your own self-effort to read the books. Don't say nobody pushed you to read. You have to Swacheshta you should make. Swacheshta means what? Self-motivated. So you should hear with great faith daily by making your own effort. These are all your part. And what is God's part? Kalena nati dirgena bhagavan vishate kriti. Nati dirgena means without delay, Lord Krishna will enter your heart. He's saying. You can experience Lord Krishna in your heart if you take this effort to read daily. Another famous verse you all know. Shinvata, Shinvatam Sukata Krishna. So by study, what happens? All that is troublesome to the heart can be destroyed by daily attendance to Srimad Bhagavatam. All that is troublesome. What is troublesome to the heart? Yeah, anarthas. Just like broken pieces of glass. Are they useful? Not only they are not useful, but they can be dangerous also. Imagine you take a palm full of broken glass and you do like this. It can tear your hand. So the material desires, they make us suffer and they are also useless. And they are occupying our mind, kama, krodha, lobha and all these things. And he says, abhadras will be finished. Trouble-giving items will be removed. So unclean heart will be cleansed by hearing the scriptures daily. Like imagine in this room, if we all ate prasad, and then rice particles, dal particles are all sticking to the ground. Somebody comes running without knowing that the room is not washed. When it sticks on the feet, how do you feel? You're contaminated, uncomfortable, correct? Similarly, if your mind has some unclean, sticky things, we will feel very uncomfortable. But after you throw water, put phenol, Dettol, then room looks ekdam clean, very nice. You feel well. Similarly, when you read the Bhagavatam, mind is cleansed, and cleansed mind makes you happy also. So, one has to, Prabhupada said in one letter that devotee should study a couple of hours, like that he said. But where is time to study a couple of hours? They asked, devotees asked. Prabhupada said, whenever you are free in the day, like you are traveling in a train, you read. You are waiting in the queue in a railway line or some railway station for booking a ticket or something. Then you should have one small Prabhupada book, take out and you read. So One day when I was in Bombay, I asked His Grace Radha Gopinath Prabhu, Prabhu, I'm a manager in Pune, I don't get any time to read. Life is super busy. He said, I will show you how I read. And then he took me on a Monday evening to Mira Road Temple, Mira Road program in the Bhaktivinoda Hospital. So while going in the train, it was such a heavily crowded train, jam-packed with people. So then he nodded me. I was right behind him. Then he showed me, you asked me how I read, this is how I read. And then he took one small volume of Bhagavatam. And he was keeping like this and reading. Because all around people were crushing him. This was the only place he could keep like this. That's how he... So he said, like this I completed Bhagavatam, he said. While going, coming, I read. So don't wait for the most Mangalmaya auspicious time which will come when you will be free to read. That type of time will never... Like, if you say, let the waves subside, then you'll take bath. You will never take bath, your body will be stinking always. Better, along with the waves, you take bath. Like that only we all have to read while going, coming, here, there, can finish. In fact, one amazing thing with our mind is, while traveling in the train, you read one paragraph, and then you have to get down. But that one paragraph keeps ringing in the head. Oh, Prabhupada said this. You also contemplate. When there's a break, you contemplate. When you read, you observe. Just like we should learn two things from two creatures, camel and cow. First, like a camel, you swallow. 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, whenever you get a bulk time. And, camel takes some 30, 40 Bisleri bottles inside. Okay, not bottles, water. Yeah. So much of water it takes inside. And then while going in the dry, deserted land, the water will be, stored for him, helpful. Similarly, some of you may not be able to read daily. So, but whenever you get a bulk time, swallow, take it. And then, in the course of the time, you should be like a cow. What the cow does? It does not, it ruminates like that, correct? No? Keep ruminating. What you heard, what you read. And then, third thing you should do also is to speak it also. I'll show you one verse. You hear it say, Payagalu Puranani Setihasani Chanagha Akhyatanyapyadithani Dharma Shastrani Yanyuta. See here, read this. Where's the mic? This is 116, not this verse, very important verse.
The sages said, Respected Suta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life and in the Puranas and the histories as well. For you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them.
Yeah. See, and also have explained them. So in the purport here, Prabhupada says here, I show you. Read this portion.
To hear and explain them is more important than reading them.
See? To hear and explain is more important than? So most devotees who read but don't have preaching opportunity or speaking to others, their reading goes like this and goes out like this. They cannot remember much. They are the ones who say, Prabhu, I have read so many books, I completed 30 books of Prabhupada, but I can't speak one word because they have not been practicing speaking. So, you have to read and keep it in mind, and contemplate in the mind, catch some 3 people every day and deliver it to them. Prabhu, come here. Today morning I heard this example, take it and go. They will be happy with you also. Like for example, there are many grihasthas I come across when I go to different places. They come and say, Prabhuji, please give me mercy, they will say. So when they ask for mercy, what is the type of mercy you give? Is it in your pocket you take out and give? Some object called mercy. Mercy means what? They are actually looking for one more step progress towards Krishna. How do you give that? Some people give, this is the Vrindavan dust I brought it, please take it, some people give. Some people may give some prasadam to them. That's also mercy. But one of the ways you can show mercy is to share some enlightening piece of information to them. Okay, I heard in this lecture, Prabhupada said this, how you can make your chanting better, how you can make your spiritual life better. And that's actually mercy. They take back with them. I remember when my travels, many people say, Prabhu, you told us this and we are following it and we are very happy now. The last time you told us to do this, you told us to sleep early and rise early. Now we have been getting up early last 2 years. And our chanting is blissful now. We complete all the chanting in the morning. So, therefore, we should cultivate the habit of always speaking, not just reading. Some people don't read, don't speak also. There are people who gossip like anything. They'll talk about outside world, they'll talk about ISKCON problems, politics, and this person, that person. You tell them, please glorify Krishna a little bit. You tell them, they'll put a band-aid in the mouth. They cannot speak anything. That's the best way to shut their mouth. You know? Tell them, say something about Krishna, correct? No? Otherwise, in ISKCON politics, they'll speak hours and hours, correct? No? So, therefore, we should cultivate the habit of speaking about Krishna. Here he says, read that further, one can.
One can assimilate the knowledge of the revealed scriptures only by hearing and explaining. Hearing is called Shravana and explaining is called Kirtan. The two processes of Shravana and Kirtan are of primary importance to progressive spiritual life.
Yeah. So Shravan and Kirtan, both are important. Explaining Akhyatani, Apyaditani. So then your, it becomes very powerful for you. Because I personally can tell you my experience in the last 3 decades. I've been speaking on various topics. So when I was going to America for the first time in 2008, many people asked me what all things you can speak on. So I just made topics I can speak on. Like that I made one file. Like this. And like this I made. You're able to see? See? Shastric lectures and lessons. Like here you see, these are topics. S means I think senior devotee. Shastric lectures. Okay. I gave a code also. There is S1, S2, STC, and then topics, and the nature of topics interactive, and this duration and audience. I made like this. This I made in 2008. So these are all different lectures. Totally how many are there? 180 lectures for this thing. And then afterwards I made Brahmachari seminars. I gave a code also, B1, B2. So like this I made. These are all for Brahmacharis, 50 lectures. And youth-related seminars. Y1, Y2, Y3. That also I made like this. It goes on like this. About how many? Yeah. This is M is management seminars. Youth is about 100, and then management seminars also I made. Like this I made. So these things I made, these are around like 500-600 lectures totally. I made that time I made. So I would send this menu to all the temples in advance. And like in a hotel, they give a menu, no? Correct. Just they tick mark and say, suppose S3, S5, what's the number they say? This is a topic we like, you can speak. That becomes very easy for me. Because I'm already well prepared before that. Now this is a recent thing I made. This is another menu now. You see? OTP, lecture talk menu, OTP. These are one-time programs. All these are one-time programs. How many are there? About 75 topics are there. And seminars with PPT for devotees. This is for devotees. Oh, actually, this is a small one. I made another bigger one. This is the one. This is the latest one. See, empowering seminars for students, mind mastery. I put them under headings now. Correct now? You see? Leadership and personal growth. Workplace productivity and careers. These are all corporate people. Relationship and communication skills. Character and value-based education. You see? Spiritual wisdom and self-realization like this. And then stress, anger, conflict management. You see? And then additional OTP topics. And then seminar for devotees, 8-rounded devotees we have made. In some places they have younger devotees. Then Krishna Upadesha and Krishna Katha. Some places they want Katha. Directly we do Katha. Then there is Swadhyaya related topics, Shravanam related topics, Sadhana related, self. These things are liked by more people because some people want to know about sadhana. Dealings with devotees, leadership and management, outreach preaching. See, like this, there are different headings. And then slate topics. There are 60 topics in this, 60 seminars, each 6 hours. See here, these are all courses, 10 courses with 6 topics each. So So in case they are not happy with this topic, they can choose from the channel also. After that. So channel, there are some 3,000 lectures are there. So in this way, why I made this? Because now say I have about 2,000 to 3,000 topics I have with me. I have a wealth of things to contemplate on myself, leave alone preaching to the world. Because I have been preaching, preparing PowerPoints, preparing notes. When I walk anywhere, at least some thought is going on in my mind about the philosophy, what I learned, something related to Lord, something related to devotees. And it is going on for one reason, because I didn't just assimilate and keep with myself. I also learn and I also speak. So even when I was learning in Govardhaneko village, GV, Monday to Friday I would learn, Saturday, Sunday I would do 6 to 10 programs, those 2 days. Whatever weekly program I was doing, I pushed it to the weekend. And whatever I learned in the weekdays, I will deliver it in the weekend. Then go learn more. In this way, we get our contemplation will be activated. When is contemplation activated more and more? When you preach. That's why he's saying Akyatani Paditani. Also in the Bhagavatam, the crow class, swan class comparison is made. Swan class people are those who are interested in the Lord, and crow class people are those interested in worldly stuff. Even as devotees, if you don't read the Shastra, unfortunately all the prajalpa will come. If you don't study Shastra, if you are filled with enough Shastric information to contemplate, that's what you will speak. There is no time for you to speak any prajalpa. I frankly tell people, don't waste my time. Don't waste your time also. I tell the people, if you can talk something related to Krishna consciousness, is good. Otherwise, don't waste my time. Because life is short and death will come anytime. And this is the knowledge we have to absorb ourselves. And then when it comes to service, till now I told you about study. Study is like the blueprint for your life. Study means study of Shastra gives you a map or like a GPS, correct? No? In a car, if you have a GPS, you have the destination clear, then that's going to take the car in that direction. Similarly, Shastra gives you very clear understanding of who I am and who Krishna is and what am I trying to do. Another very important thing in Shastric study I want to tell you. Some people cram the shlokas, or they are just reading, like in one council meeting, they were doing like second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 2.13, 2.14. For 2 years, they read only the second chapter of Gita. Then what happens? You are just stuck in one aspect of knowledge about I am not the body, I am the soul. Our study of the Shastra should be very comprehensive. It should be such that you read the Bhagavad Gita, then Bhagavatam, then Chaitanya Charitamrita. Then we also not only study Swadhyaya, we should study about Sadachara also. 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. Proper conduct, behavior is also very important to learn. And also we should learn Shastra in such a way that we should be able to practically present the Shastra to the people in the world. Like yesterday I presented Hiranyakashipu, correct? And the modern day society. So Prabhupada was very expert at it. We have to learn from Prabhupada how he does it. So making Shastra relatable and relevant to the people of the current times. The students should say that, oh, it's very relatable, understandable. And also the subject should not be weird, it should be relevant to their lives. Yes, we are feeling the challenges of the mind, we are challenging the focus and everything. So Shastra should be made available, easily accessible to them, approachable, accessible. That kind of learning we should do. So in that connection, I would suggest you 12 aims of Shastric study are very valuable to learn, beginning with KNO. What is KNO? Knowledge. UND? Understanding. And the third one is REA, which is realization. Then PEA, personal application. PRA, reaching application. Isn't it? And then THA, capital T and small h and capital A. What is that? Theological application, which means Vedic observer type of thing. Then F plus C, faith and conviction. M plus M, mood and mission. SC, Shastra Chakshus. RFL is responsibility for learning. And the AUT is authority of the, and then there is also INT is integrity, academic integrity. Totally 12 aims. It's available in our channel also. If you put, I think, 12 aims of Shastric study. It's very important to learn this. In Bhakti Shastri, we learned this. Actually, any purport you see, Prabhupada, you should see through the spectacles of these 12 aims. Then your learning will be very profound, very deep. And this knowledge, skills, values. The first three are knowledge, understand, realization. The second is personal application, preaching application, theological application is skills. And the last one is called values. Once you come to that values, understanding of faith and conviction, mood and mission, and all those things, then devotee becomes very deeply situated devotee. And the last column, value column. So Shastra should be studied like that. And then once the Shastras are studied along with proper Sadachar, because Romaharshana Sutta had a lot of knowledge of Shastra, but he was very proud, due to which Balramji, he lost Balramji's mercy. His son Sutta Goswami was very humble, and he was chosen for speaking the Srimad Bhagavatam. Correct? So we should know that whatever knowledge I am able to study, understand, this is Krishna's kindness, Guru's kindness. Otherwise, we are like blind people in this world, blindfolded, roaming here and there and getting slaps and kicks from Maya. By Guru's grace which came in our life, we are able to access the scriptures. Otherwise, we would be fools in this world. So like that, one should understand the role of Guru, role of Prabhupada, role of Guru Parampara in our life. That humility, gratitude is very, very vital for Krishna to reveal this knowledge to you. Otherwise, theoretical knowledge is not useful to you. Chanakya says, what is theoretical knowledge like? He says it's like a dog's tail, which is neither covering the buttocks nor driving away the flies. And theoretical knowledge is like that. Practical knowledge means like a cow's tail. Cow's tail is covering the back also. It just drives away the flies also. You want which one? Knowledge like cow's tail or dog's tail? Yeah, correct, no? So we need to apply the knowledge, what we are studying in the scriptures, application. In our lives as well as in the newcomers, we should be able to present it nicely. Now, one very important thing is if we don't do practical service, so then the knowledge remains theoretical. My Guru Maharaj spoke one lecture called as, no realization without service. Like that he spoke. So let us study what all I said. Quickly summarize. Shlokas, I told you some shlokas. Okay, what else I said? Yeah? Huh? Very time to study. I spoke about it. What else I said? Explaining. Then? Huh? Yeah. Please swallow like camel and ruminate. Ruminate like cow. Okay? Make self-effort. Self-effort, daily effort. With study. Correct, no? What else? Huh? Yeah? The first thing, very important thing is Brahma. Brahma, I said. And then? Ah, Godfather said, hmm, okay. Anything else you remember? What? What Chanakya said? Having books without reading is like money in others' pocket. I think that came here, I think, yeah. Okay, you can write that. Sadachara is vital. Correct? That's very important point. Ah, that I think we wrote somewhere. Where we wrote? Explain. Number 5. Explaining what we read. Contemplation. Actually, not just read, but also. And then? Huh? Study. I spoke about the challenges. Correct. Yeah. What did you say about the fire? Absolutely. Oh, that is about service. That is supposed to come here in this place. You know, don't don't fear to take up service because of aparad or losses or chastisement. For example, like fire can cook benefit, similarly association and give progress. Okay, this should come here in service idea. Yeah. No. Study alone cannot give progress. Study plus. Okay. Then one more thing I said in the I told in the Sadachara is vital. That is humility, not the Brahmaharsan, right? Yeah. Huh? Correct. Yeah. I told about practical. Where is it practical? Is that somewhere? Okay, we'll write that. Knowledge. Correct, no? So we have seen a lot of things about study. So let us talk a little bit about. We should not waste time. Yeah. Getting time to study. Example, here, brain. Also, don't waste time. Correct? No? Ah. So when you talk about mercy, explaining what you read in that, I was saying, mercy means sharing wisdom. Yeah. Immediately the whole atmosphere will change. Like I arrived at one temple, so the devotee they were not doing kirtan. And the devotee said, oh, now let's go to room. I said, they are doing kirtan for so long, so I should give them something. I said, then he said, Puji, should I bring some prasad you can distribute? I said, no, you can also give prasad in the form of wisdom. Right now? And I just spoke about 5-10 minutes about holy name. They were so happy. Huh? Because some of them said that they're coming from far, far away, they had come. So they got something to hear, something very interesting, something valuable that reminds them of Krishna. That's also one type of mercy. So this is about study. Let us talk about service now. Some people think as soon as we talk about service, what they think about? Social service. See, read that. Is service to man, not service to God. People ask, Manava seva hi, Madhava seva hai. People say like that, correct, no? Yeah, read that.
Hey, you people are just chanting Hare Krishna all the time. Why don't you feed the poor? What earthly good you will get by all the time muttering some mantra? Do something practical for society. Why don't you treat the sick by building hospitals? At least that way you can serve people in some way.
Like this, many people challenge the devotees when we go in the streets, chanting and dancing. People ask us these questions. So you can tell them this. You see, Prabhupada said, save not the God, save the drowning man. Prabhupada once was telling, a Jamindar was wearing a golden coat, golden colored cloth. And he fell into the pond, he was drowning. So people shouted to one man who was like a palavan, hey, save that fellow. So he saved the coat, thinking it's very costly coat. People said, you fool, if you saved the Jamindar, he would have given you 10 coats like this. So coat is not important. What is important? Jamindar is important. Similarly, the soul should be saved, not just save the body. Now, how do you understand this point? See, if you feed a person food today, then tomorrow morning it turns into stool. Again he'll come back and say, sir, I'm hungry again. You feed him for 1 week, next week he will come. Feed him for 1 year, next year he will come. Sir, now I'm again hungry. Feed him for whole life. Next lifetime he'll come and say, I'm reborn again. Sir, again you will ask for. Correct, no? So you can never make a jiva peaceful only by giving them food. Somebody says, oh, let's open hospitals. Even hospital also, in Pune, one rich man, while going in his car, he got an accident. He broke his leg. They put a wooden leg for him. But instantly, there was no hospital in that point where he broke the leg. It took some time. Therefore, they had to amputate the leg and put wooden leg. So he said, on the same spot where I got the accident, I want to make an orthopedic hospital. It's made now in Pune, big hospital. And the hospital gives free treatment. So he's very proud that anybody breaks a leg, my hospital is there, he said. So I was thinking, which Purana says people will get an accident only in that spot only? Isn't it? Is it people will not get any breakage of leg any other place? See, this fellow doesn't know, even if you repair the leg also, then somebody can get heart problem, blood pressure. Or if you repair the heart, somebody can get brain tumor. Or somebody can get liver problem, kidney problem. So in this world, body is a failing phenomenon. You cannot permanently protect the body. You protect as much as you can, but it is going to fall apart. Turnam jatet napatet anuvratyu yavan, it says. But that another famous verse, idam shariram parinam peshalam patati avashyam, he says. Shatasandhi jarjaram. Kim maushadim prichasi mooda durumate ramayam krishna rasayanam piba. He's saying, patati avashyam. This body definitely one day will drop dead to the ground. You cannot, we may look at the mirror every day and think, oh, how beautiful I look like. We will be thinking, but this beauty also will be gone. It's a fleeting beauty. And this body also will perish. You are not what you see in the mirror. You are inside that body. You are the spirit soul. You will not die, but the body will die. So therefore, don't try to simply open hospitals to save the dying body. Don't just give food, which is also, no matter how much food you give. So that's one point he said. See, despite efforts, material conditions persist. Addressing the sinful mentality of soul is key to ending suffering. See, in Bangalore, what they did, they wanted to eradicate all the jopdipati, slums. So that they made very nice, long row of houses. One house, 300 square feet. They gave a fan, they gave light and attached bathroom. And this was given to all the slum people. And Bangalore they wanted to be a clean city, look very clean. And after 6 months, the people found out again the jopdipati came. And they're wondering again, slightly little away from that place. Again, they went and caught the people. Hey, who are you guys? Where did you come from? They said, we are the same people, they said. Then what did you do with the house? They left it on rent and collected money. So that they can drink liquor. That means even if you change the conditions of the people, they go back to that nature because there are some karmic reactions in their account that they are supposed to live like this in this world. So therefore, materially you cannot modify people. Spiritually you have to modify them. Like hippies were in the Bowery, but Prabhupada didn't just build a house and give them. What Prabhupada gave them? What Prabhupada gave them? Holy name. He went and chanted with them. Then there was reform. See, sinful mentality leads to sin and subsequent suffering. Government provided earthquake relief funds in Gujarat for housing and basic needs, but people spent it on drinking, gambling, and wasted it. See? Yeah. Yeah. Government aimed to clean Bangalore city. I told you, no? Again, they made jopdipati. See here. Again, rebuilding tin houses, engaging in extra activities. And they were using the money. Yeah. Therefore, sinful mentality leads to sin. If we wipe out poverty by supplying abundant facilities like food, clothing, shelter, and society, will bad elements like smoking, drinking, illicit sex, drug peddling, stealing, murdering stop altogether? No, it doesn't stop. Because in their heart, they have the unclean, sinful mentality. That has to be cleansed. In Chennai, when I was studying, my father used to give me 2 rupees daily, pocket money. So I was going to college through a train. So in the railway station, in the entrance area, one fellow was having a broken hand, and broken leg, half leg and half hand. I thought that, he cannot do job, he won't be able to work. So I used to give this 2 rupees to him daily. Almost 6 months I gave him. Poor fellow, let him get something to eat. So one of the days, when I was returning from the college, I saw the same fellow smoking a cigarette. I was shocked. I said, hey, what is this? I'm giving you money for food. You are using it for cigarette. He said, see, if I get more than 50 rupees only, I smoke. Otherwise, I don't smoke, he said. And if I get more than 100, I drink also, he said. Then I stopped giving that fellow because he's misusing the money. So you are giving money for his benefit, but his sinful mind is impelling him to do wrong activities. So begging nowadays, beggars, if you give them cookie, they throw it away nowadays. Because they want money to smoke. They perpetuate the suffering. Until people give up their tendency to lead a sinful life, any solution in the form of food, clothing, shelter, job, money, comfort is not going to bring peace in their lives. If you want to help people, because there is a demon inside their heads, the demon has to be removed by chanting of the holy name. Correct, no? See, if you give food today, what about tomorrow? I told you, correct, no? Offering jobs doesn't guarantee an end to the problem because they become greedy also. More and more. Yeah. As long as people don't give up sin, they cannot be satisfied with anything. You cannot satisfy them. Yeah. Whether a man is rich or poor, he considers whatever is given to him by God. Actually, when contentment comes, that is the time the devotee feels satisfaction. That comes from chanting, Like I told you the other day about inner fulfillment and outer contribution. Remember that? That's going to give them happiness. They know the purpose of life. Like we all are clear that this material world is a foreign place for the soul. The spiritual world is our home. And the spiritual world is a permanent place. So you have a very clear-cut goal. You are moral, ethical, spiritual in this world. So not to cross with any living entities unnecessarily. Do some good to the other living entities and go back to Godhead peacefully. Then only devotee can be peaceful. Otherwise, if people become greedy in this world, there's no end to greed. If one becomes obedient to God, he can be satisfied with even little resources. Read that. How much is expenses?
Expenses 5,000 rupees per month. Gave up meat eating, smoking, drinking, watching movies, satisfying his girlfriends, gambling, etc. Expenses 2,000 rupees per month.
So that means Krishna consciousness saves money also, correct? No? Yeah, read that below.
Most people need more and more money for sinful life, and once a person takes to devotional service, his personal needs become very minimal.
Isn't it wonderful? How many of you like to save your money? Correct, no? Yeah. That is why we should make all people Krishna conscious, because that's the best way to help them lead happy lives with little money. Yeah. Yeah, read that.
By Krishna consciousness, we learn to give, not to grab. Earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed.
See, when I was in Radha Govind temple in Jaipur one time, morning there were 3,000-4,000 people, early morning 5 o'clock. They were all circumambulating. I was circumambulating. And so many people were giving in charity something to eat, prasadam. Somebody was giving laddus, so we picked up laddu. Somebody was giving kadisakar. Accepted. Somebody is giving Mysore pak. Different people are giving different things. They purchased the prasad and they were distributing for everybody who are going around. I went around 3 rounds by the time my breakfast was over. Eating full palm. 3 times, 4 times I got. So we were all in yatra at that time. So Vedic culture means you see a cow, you want to feed some chara to the cow, some fodder to the cow. You people, you want to give prasad to the people. And it is hot summer, you want to give some water to the people. Correct, no? Vedic culture talks about giving. Birthday of Krishna Balram, what were they doing? Were they receiving gifts? They were giving charity. Nowadays, any boy, girl, they celebrate birthday, they decorate the whole house with all balloons and also decorate them with gorgeously as if they are a fairy or somebody descended from heaven, isn't it? And all friends should come and give them gifts. And they're all waiting, who gave what gift to me? It's a grabbing culture, not a giving culture. Read that.
Krishna consciousness eliminates selfishness, fostering a clean heart and a vision that acknowledges everything as belonging to Krishna. It ends the mentality of exploiting others and encourages selfless utilization of resources in God's service.
Correct? Children are distributing. See, devotees follow this Ishavasya principle. So one should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong to. This is a principle. Therefore, there's no greed in the devotees. They know that you take a little prasad and be happy. Don't try to grab others' things. Yeah. You see, communism and capitalism. Prabhupada says, read that? Material communism will not work.
Material communism will not work because those in charge for dividing equally will themselves swindle the property of the public if they are not God conscious.
You see, 2 cats got a bun, big bun. One monkey said, I will cut and give you both. And he cut a little extra one side. And the cat said, hey, his is big, mine is small. So he broke a little bit and ate, and it became too small. And this side became big. Then that cat said, mine is too small. He said, then he cut it more and ate it. Finally, the whole bread was eaten by whom? Monkey. And both the cats were fooled and driven away. So this is what is happening by many people in the name of dividing and giving. People are looting, whether it is communism or capitalism. Yeah. This is spiritual communism. What is it? It says, read that, according to spiritual communism.
According to spiritual communism, all properties on the surface of the globe belong to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The population has a right to use goods only after offering them to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the process of accepting prasad. Unless one eats prasad, He is certainly a thief.
People ask, read the question.
Do you expect people to understand God with an empty stomach?
No, we don't say that. We say ISKCON has been offering Krishna Prasad abundantly. You all know that Mahakumbha per day, how much they were distributing? 1 lakh, huh? Like that, not 10 days, 2 months I think they were distributing. Huh? Adani had sponsored. Similarly in the Rath Yatra also, in the recent Rath Yatra also. And also all over the country, there are crores of children nowadays eating prasad because of Food for Life, Annamrit, various initiatives. Huh? So, which means ISKCON is not an organization which just speaks only philosophy. Huh? It distributes prasadam to millions, crores of millions of people. So, of course, needless to say, the mega kitchen of ISKCON is #1 in the whole world, well known. Yeah, read that. Beyond?
Beyond food, ISKCON imparts spiritual knowledge and the holy name of God, aiding in understanding the signs of God. This spiritual education fosters inner contentment and liberates individuals from greed, offering a holistic approach to well-being.
Yeah. So for grihasthas, for brahmacharis, for boys, for children, it's a value-based life, ethical living, value-based living, life of character and spirituality. So ISKCON is offering the blueprint for a happy life. Actually, here is a story of one Malhotraji. Actually, Malhotraji is actually a very big man in Pune. This Malhotraji is president of one TMT, they call it, Top Management, TMC, Top Management Consortium. It contains 50 richest people in Pune, top richest people like Poonawalla and other people. So he is the president of that club. So he invited Prabhupada to Pune. Prabhupada came. So Prabhupada stayed in his house in Pune way back in 70s. Probably it was 73, 74, I think. And Prabhupada had an intention to make a temple in Pune, So this man asked Prabhupada one very frank and bold question. Swamiji, why you are making so many marble temples in different places while the poor people are suffering? Why don't you, instead of that, invest that money of the marble in feeding the poor? And like that they asked the question. So Prabhupada, in response, told them a story. Imagine if one very big millionaire, one of your friend, he told Malhotraji, you already are always sitting with crorpatis. Say one very big crorepati like Tata Birla type of crorepati. You find his son roaming in the road, weeping. What should anyone do? Say one man gave him some food to eat, and the child ate the food and still he was crying. Somebody gave him clothes. Somebody gave him a medicine. But finally, one man picked up the orphan child and put him back in touch with his father. So whom would you consider has done the best service, like the Prabhupada asked? Malhotraji said, oh, naturally the last fellow, because what can anybody else give him? Food, clothing or shelter. Last person put the child in touch with the father who can provide everything, because he's a millionaire, multi-millionaire. And Prabhupada said, that's what we are doing in ISKCON, he said. All this. Then Prabhupada explained about spiritual world, material world, how the living entities are all suffering. They are like orphans now. They are Maya Mukta Jiva Nahi, Sada Krishna Gyan. Therefore, we are putting all the jivas back in touch with Krishna by giving them the Mahamantra, feeding them, bring them to ISKCON temple, feed them prasad, give them knowledge. And you can see how our people are students and our hippies, how they have become happy. When he heard that, he was so thrilled, this Malhotraji. Same day he went to market and purchased this much size $1 of Krishna. And he has been wearing that Krishna dollar till his last breath. He became a Krishna devotee in one meeting, Lava Matu Sadhu Sangha. Then immediately he told Prabhupada that I will become a member of ISKCON now, and then he gave a land in Mahabaleshwar also, Pune, he gave. So the idea is that he understood that social service is actually a shadow service. The real service is the spiritual service. Yeah. See, these two personalities, who are they? They rendered spiritual service. Vayam brisham tatra mahanilambobhir Nihanyamana mahurambu samplave. Nihanyamana muhurambu samplave. There is a mistake in this. It's not mahur, it's supposed to be muhur. Disho vidantota parasparam vane. Grihita hastah paribabhri maturaha. So, when Krishna Sudama were sent by the Guru Mata to bring some firewood, they were stranded in the forest with heavy rains. Night they couldn't come. Next day morning, Guruji went and brought them. The Guruji was so pleased with them. See here, as it said, Grihita hasta paribabhri matura. You see here, they are catching each other's hands represents loving relationship. And the firewood they are carrying represents Guru's service. So they are also developing loving bonds in the ashram. Along with that, they are also entering service, following the Guru's order. So Guru was so pleased with them. He said, Aho he putraka yuyam. All of them gave them initiation, engaged them in service. He told, you are special in English, so edit my books, he told High Guru Prabhu. Similarly, Tamaksha Maharaj, Prabhupada put him in bus party. Greyhound buses he purchased. He was a very good manager and organizer. He organized all the devotees to go in different buses across the country and distribute Prabhupada's books. He told Rai Ram Prabhu, you print and publish the books. He made Gopalakrishna Maharaj trustee of the BBT. Similarly, Surabhi Prabhu, he made him make architectural plan for Juhu and Vrindavan temples. Shamsundar Prabhu was a carpenter, so Prabhupada told him to make the altar. In many of the temples, he made altars. Jayananda Prabhu, Prabhupada told him to make the Rath carts. He made like that. So in this way, Prabhupada was engaging everybody. 3 couples he sent to London to preach. Correct? No? So Prabhupada was very expert in giving service. I'll show you in one purport what Prabhupada writes. Tishtyapayanusishtoham kritaschanu mahan apavritaihi karnarandrair Jushtadishtyo ushatir giraha. See, this is spoken by Swayambhava Manu to Kardama Muni. See, Kardama Muni is a Brahman and Swayambhava Manu is Kshatriya. Now in ISKCON also we have these 2 categories. Kshatriyas are managers, administrators. And the preachers. Some of the preachers are like traveling preachers, like Krishnanand Prabhu, for example. They just go around preaching. So sometimes what happens in ISKCON, sometimes the preachers sometimes joke about managers. Hey, they are all administrating the ISKCON because, they have some controlling tendency. So they may like to dominate people like that. And sometimes the managers, they say, hey, these preachers simply, they keep speaking. They don't take any responsibility in our society. So both actually criticize each other. Is it good? Not at all good. Actually, what they both should say, preacher should say, I am just giving lecture place to place, but this person is the president of a temple, he is managing the temple. It's such a difficult job. It's like halal, drinking poison, managing so many devotees with so many problems and everything. So I'm very grateful to managers and leaders. And a manager leader should say, I am administrating the resources like money, manpower, and property, land, and legalities and everything. But those who are glorifying the Lord constantly, they are blessed people. So let us call the preachers and take their association. Like that manager should say. In this way, that's what happened between these 2 people, Kardama and Swayambhava Manu. Swayambhava Manu comes in chariot. When he saw the Kardama, and Kardama Muni told, oh my dear king, people like you who board the chariot and go across the globe and keep the thieves and rogues under control. And then you protect the people, you administrate the country by making law and order, and also you create welfare activities like food, clothing, shelter, everything for the people. PA, you can remember, PAW, protection, administration, welfare, which you're doing for all the people. So this is a very, very vital service. You are doing on behalf of the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord does it on his behalf, you are doing it for everybody. So we are all very grateful to you. Hearing this, the king is saying this. Oh, when I came to the forest, I had a thought that I'll give up all this and become a, vanaprasthi like you, mendicant like you in the forest. But now after hearing you, I'm feeling encouragement in my management service. Now I'll manage the world now. He's saying. So in this way, and he is telling Kardamani that you are a storehouse of austerities. Lord Vasudeva is residing in your heart. You are deeply learned in the scriptures, and you are always effulgent with the transcendental wisdom. So we kings, we have to be given suitable advice by people like you. Only then we can rule the world. Like that, he is glorifying the Brahman. So in this purport, Prabhupada says something very important here. I'll just show you. I read that Manu said.
Manu said that since he was advised and instructed by Kardamani, he was very much favored. He considered himself lucky to receive the message by oral reception. It is especially mentioned here that one should be very inquisitive to hear with open ears from the authorized source of the bona fide spiritual master. How is one to receive?
Open ears means our eyes have eyelid which we can close. But ears are never closed. Already it's open only. Have you ever seen ears are like this? Then why Prabhupada says open ears? Which means even though our ears are open, we can still not be open, correct, no? Like for example, somebody hears a lecture and says, ठीक है प्रभु जी बार बार वही बोलते रहते हैं, क्या बड़ी बात है, तो सुना हमने, ये नई बात नहीं है. Some people say like that. Like whenever I give a class very seriously, thinking that these are very important instructions. After that I call a devotee and ask, Prabhuji, what did you learn? वही बोला प्रभु जी, आपने बोला शरण जाओ बोला. अरे शरण कैसे जाओ, क्या क्या पॉइंट्स बोला? प्रभु जी एक साल पहले वही टॉपिक के ऊपर आपने बोला, तब क्या बोला बताओ? वो आज जो बोला वही बोला होगा प्रभु. He is not willing to listen. You understand, no? So therefore we should be open ear means we should be willing to listen, you see. Yeah, I did that. How one should receive? Yeah.
One should receive the transcendental message by oral reception. The word Karnarandrai means through the holes of the ears. The favor of the spiritual master is not received through any other part of the body but the ears.
Just see. Some people come to me and say, Prabhuji, please touch the head. Why do you want me to touch the head? He said, bless me. I said, see, I have given you so many services you never did. Now you want to touch the head and pass some power to you. If you do the service, it's more than touching your head. You attract the blessings. Correct? No? In India, many people demand blessing like that. But blessing is seva. Correct? It's come in the form of instruction, service. Guru may give general instructions in the class. He may give specific instruction. He may also give particular service to be done. Correct? No? So when you do those things, you attract the blessing automatically. Go ahead.
This does not mean, however, that the spiritual master gives a particular type of mantra through the ears in exchange for some dollars, and if the man meditates on that, he achieves perfection and becomes God within 6 months. Such reception through the ears is bogus. The real fact is that a bona fide spiritual master knows the nature of a particular man and what sort of duties he can perform in Krishna consciousness, and he instructs him in that way.
This is a very important thing. See, nowadays gurus are not able to do this because gurus have 30,000, 40,000 disciples. How can guru know the nature of every particular man or particular woman whom he is initiating? Is it possible for guru to access every disciple or for every disciple to access guru? Therefore, on behalf of guru, there are local leaders. Like here you have Namprem Prabhu, Damodar Prabhu, and Namprem Prabhu's wife also, Suniti Mataji. So these are people available to you here, who can know the nature of every one of you, especially serious devotees. Those of you who have come to 16 rounds. So these people can know your nature. Nature means what? Your psychophysical nature. And accordingly, they can give you services. How? Now he's going to explain now. From here, it's very important. Read that. He instructs.
He instructs him through the ear, not privately, but publicly. You are fit for such and such work in Krishna consciousness. You can act in this way. One person is advised to act in Krishna consciousness by working in the deity's room. and another is advised to act in Krishna consciousness by performing editorial work, another is advised to do preaching work, and another is advised to carry out Krishna consciousness in the cooking department. There are different departments of activity in Krishna consciousness, and the spiritual master, knowing the particular ability of a particular man, trains him in such a way that by his tendency to act, he becomes perfect. Bhagavad Gita makes it clear that one can attain the highest perfection of spiritual life simply by offering service according to his ability, just as Arjuna served Krishna by his ability in the military art.
Swese karmani aviratah samsiddhim labate narah swakarmah niratah siddhim yata vindati takshino yatah pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavah. Like that he says. He's saying, Swese karmani aviratah. If you are a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, do service according to your nature. Some siddhim labate naraha. You can attain perfection. How? He's saying, Swakarmaha nirataha siddhim yatha vindati takshano. I will tell you with your own swadharma how you can please God. I will tell you. Yataha pravrittir bhutanam. From that one Supreme Lord Krishna, the whole universe has emanated. And that person you should satisfy. Yataha pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha. You praise him, glorify him, worship him by seva, according to your own swadharma. He said, you are a military man, so you fight the battle for Krishna. Read further.
Similarly, an artist can attain perfection simply by performing artistic work under the direction of the spiritual master. If one is a literary man, he can write articles and poetry for the service of the Lord under the direction of the spiritual master. One has to receive the message of the spiritual master regarding how to act in one's capacity, for the spiritual master is expert in giving such instructions. This combination, the instruction of the spiritual master and the faithful execution of the instruction by the disciple, makes the entire process perfect. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes in his explanation of the verse in the Bhagavad Gita, Vyavasayatmika Buddhihi, that one who wants to be certain to achieve spiritual success must take the instruction from the spiritual master as to what his particular function is. He should faithfully try to execute that particular instruction and should consider that his life and soul. The faithful execution of the instruction which he receives from the spiritual master is the only duty of a disciple, and that will bring him perfection. One should be very careful to receive the message from the spiritual master through the ears and execute it faithfully. That will make one's life successful.
Let's see. To be successful in our life, each of you ask yourself, did you meet your senior authority and take up some seva, and are you executing that service faithfully? Then you are making progress by that. It's not by, some people are saying, no, I am very busy doing Shravanam and I am doing my own hearing, reading and everything. Then you may become a scholar, but because we are not rendering any service, then that knowledge remains theoretical, correct? No? So along with that, that's why you will find that there are devotees who wake up early in the morning and they dress the deities. Some of them are cooking, some of them are cleaning, washing pots. And some of the devotees go on Harinam Sankirtan. In America, I saw people, 6-7 hours they go out with Harinam Sankirtan and the book distribution. They go distributing books. Some of them take the van and go long distances like that. And also temple requires people who can clean up the place, cleaning, washing. Because if you keep the temple completely clean, Lakshmi will come. It is said Lakshmi comes to a place where there is cleanliness. So if you want to attract Lakshmi, you want to attract or not? Attract, correct? No? Naturally, you have to keep it very clean, neat and tidy. And in the same manner, we clean the mind by chanting in the morning program, and we clean the external environment by performing such services. So in this way, everybody should do different type of services. Some are called indoor, some are called outdoor. Both are required. Indoor services are required for the maintenance of the temple, and outdoor services are required for expanding the movement, isn't it? So the three most important departments in any temple is, one is the Lord's altar, has to be taken attentive care in terms of garland, in terms of offering bhoga on time, in terms of cleanliness in the altar. It's a pujari doing things on time and everything. And another very important department is kitchen. Prabhupada says devotees can tolerate any problem in the world if prasadam is good. Uh, they will say, no problem, prasad is good, they will stay and continue. If prasad is not good, no matter if everything else is good, they will always be quarreling. Quarrel is mainly because they are dissatisfied with prasad. So prasadam should be high quality for the devotees. High quality doesn't mean you give pasta and all this, pizza and Manchurian. That's not high quality. High quality means healthy. It should be healthy, nourishing, clean, served on time, hot. That is Tadeva Prasad. Nutritious. Prasadam should be like that. So if devotees are, like in Pune, in those days we had, even now we have Sikma Krishnapur, Namnite Prabhu. They know the Ritucharya for the whole year. You know Ritucharya? Ritucharya means according to the Ritu, we have to give prasad. Like winter season is going to come now. You can eat laddus. Heavy item you can eat. In winter you can put weight very nicely because your hunger is there and you have the power to digest in winter season. And you can do vigorous exercise also. But in summer season, you can't do vigorous exercise and eating also should be less. You can't digest in summer so much. Rainy season and summer is not good for eating very heavy, very simple foods. So different type of food should be cooked in different seasons. You go to Google search, put Ritucharya, you will get it. Ratucharya. What fruits you should eat, what type of food it should be. It's all in Ayurveda, very big field it is. So if prasadam is good and the altar is also taken very nice care, and the third is the devotee care. So in devotee care, there are two things in devotee care. One is making sure that devotees are put to rest early. They are not stretched till late night in the name of service. Actually, it is the duty of the leaders to see that devotees don't keep awake after 10. You have to go around and making people. In one of our voice centers in Pune, they switch off all the bulbs and everything by 9:30. There is a master switch, which is in the lock and key in the hands of the PM. He will go and put it off. Everybody knows he's a very strict fellow. He will put it off. Part. And everybody immediately will part. They will also lie down on the bed. Because when master switch is switched off, how will you keep awake? Somebody has to read. They have to have a torch to read a few minutes. To wind up. So 9:30 he puts it off. People who sleep at 9:30, 3:30 easily they get up in the morning. And they have some more time, extra time they have in the morning. So sleep early because Sattva-guna, I asked, when does Sattva-guna begin? I asked. Many people said early morning. I said, no, it begins in the late night. It begins in the night. I said, why? Because unless you sleep early, you cannot get up early. Most of the people who cannot get up early are those who cannot sleep early. So because you have to get 6-7 hours of sleep, 6.5 hours of sleep one should get. So sleep early, 9:30, 10 latest. In our Pune temple also, brahmacharis, even if he sleeps at 7:30, we don't scold them. Sleep as early as you want, but you have to get up early morning. That's very important. Prabhupada says all devotees worldwide in ISKCON get up by 4 a.m. Prabhupada says. You can get up before that, nothing wrong with that. But at least by 4 a.m. So, in this way, the devotees' prasad, devotees' health should be taken care. If they are put to sleep early, they rise early. And Prabhupada said the GBCs, RSAs, they should go temple to temple with a pen and pad and note down which are the devotees who are attending properly and how is the morning program attendance, how the devotees are enthusiastically participating in the morning program, beginning from Mangalarati up to the Bhagavatam. And Prabhupada himself personally oversaw that. He said, this is one of the top services of the RSA and the GBC. Prabhupada said, not that other things also are important, like, how much money is coming in, whether Hisab Kitab is kept, proper monetary records are kept, one should see. And then whether devotees are going on outdoor Sankirtan, one should see. Prabhupada said, these are all supervision should be done. So in this way, actually keeping devotees happy doesn't mean you allow them to sleep without any service. That's not happy. Because how many of you, when you complete a service, you feel a thrill of having completed? Correct, no? You feel a great joy. I began the service, you have done it. So, in that connection, you will see that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, here you will find he personally That's this. What do you call it? What is this one? Yeah. So some of the very vital verses I will show you here. Huh? The Mahaprabhu is asking. Hina jana pashe prabhu hasiya kahila. Gundija mandira marjana seva maginila. Mahaprabhu called these three people, the Padicha, who is the superintendent, Kashi Mishra, and Sarvabhauma. He called and said, "Can I get your permission to cleanse the Gundija temple?" Like that he asked. And they said, what they said in reply, he said, "Padicha kahe hami sab sevaka tumar, ye tumhara icha se hi kartavya hamar." My dear Lord, we are your servants. You are going to cleanse the temple? Huh? You order us to do, we will do how it should be done. See, this is a mood in which we should do seva. That means, one goes one should know that even if you are a senior devotee, like I am Radheshyam Das, I want to serve prasad. I cannot just go to prasad and pick up and start serving. I will ask permission from the senior devotee who is in charge of serving prasad. Prabhu, can I start serving now? He will say, Prabhuji, please wait, because all items should come first. And we will be placing them on the table, and then you can serve. So then I will have to wait. So that's why Mahaprabhu is senior, but still he is taking permission. Whoever is appointed, we should take permission. Like, traffic policeman showing hand like this, and a millionaire's car has to stop. Millionaire cannot give a slap to the traffic policeman. Why are you stopping my car? You can't say that. Traffic policeman may be earning some 10,000-20,000 rupees. Millionaire cannot say that you are a useless fellow because he is representing government. So in this way, Mahaprabhu taught us. And seeing Mahaprabhu's humble mood, they also exhibited humble mood. Sir, we will cleanse the temple. You order us. So when devotees are in a humble mood, they are very cheerful and pleasant. A very happy mood. There is no ahankar. Yeah. And then they are saying, Vishesha Raja Rajya hai ache hamare. Prabhu Rajya yei sei shigra karibare. The king has a special order that whatever Lord Chaitanya orders, you do that. Like that they have told, Raja has told us. Hamara yogya seva nahi mandira marjana. Ye kalila karya, ye tumhara mana. This is simply your pastime, my dear Lord. You don't have to cleanse the temple. We are supposed to cleanse. As it says. And then they said, okay, we will bring the water pots and the brooms for you. Gave. And then all of them were handed over to Lord as per his request. Yeah. Aradine prabhate laya, aradine prabhate laya nijagana. Shri haste savarange lepila chandana. See, service is not ordinary work. That's the difference between work and service. Service is imbued with devotion, whereas work is dead. It has no devotion. Similarly, the service is divine and in relation to Krishna, whereas the work most people do with the intent of making more money. Correct? So therefore, here Lord Chaitanya is applying chandana on the forehead of the devotees and giving them all one broomstick in their hands. Yeah, he is giving them, you see, and then took them all to Gundicha for Mandir Martin. Then Mahaprabhu told, first you cleanse the ceiling, then the wall, then the floor, he said. In Krame. Why in Krame? Because if you cleanse the floor first, dust will fall later on. That's why. And Mahaprabhu himself also involved himself. You can see him cleaning the sanctum sanctorum. Inside, outside, everywhere he told them to sweep. And in this way, there are 22 lessons here you see from this Gundicha Mandir Marjan. So, this is a very, Gaurangpur's notes is available if you go to Desire Tree. And I have spoken on this also. If you put Gundicha in my channel, you will get it. But few of them they will see, 4 or 5 of them, they are very important ones. You see, Utsaha is required for seva, you see. Premola se shodena layana Krishna nama. Bhaktagana Krishna kahe kare nija kama. With great prem ullas, with great enthusiasm, devotees were chanting Krishna's names and doing service. Hath mein kaam, mukh mein naam they were doing. I have seen this in Chapati and Pune also in the early days. When Mataji would be, cutting sabji, they will all be sitting in four directions, cutting sabji, and they'll be singing Hare Krishna. One Mataji leads, others will be singing. And Prabhuji will be rolling chapati. There also, in circle, they'll be so doing kirtan. In Yatra time also, you see, sometimes they do, but sometimes slowly the kirtan stops. And people start talking to each other. Sometimes there are quarrels also, because kirtan stopped. When kirtan stops, quarrel comes. So therefore, always have mukh mein naam, haath mein kaam. Like that. Dholi dusara tanu dekite shobhana. Kaha kaha ashru jale kare samarjana. When Mahaprabhu was cleaning, everywhere his body became, dusty, here dust, here dust, here dust. That looked like decoration on his body. And he shed tears while doing the service, which goes to show that with great love, he was thinking that Krishna is going to come and sit in the sanctum sanctorum. He was doing the seva with great devotion. Like, in NBCC, where 3 masons were building the temple, I asked the first mason, what are you doing? He said, I'm just putting bricks, making a wall, he said. Second fellow said, कुछ तो hall बनाने के लिए बोला, हम hall बना रहे हैं. Only the third fellow said, स्वामी जी हमारा बड़ा सौभाग्य है, हमारे जीवन में पहली बार हम मंदिर बांध रहे हैं भगवान के लिए. So who had the complete vision? That person. So in this way, when you are doing service, you should know for whom am I doing this service? For whose pleasure am I doing this service? Then your service is perfect. Yeah. Isn't it? Systematic. And then Mahaprabhu, here you see, Trinadoli jinkara sabaya katra kariya bahirvase laya felaya bahira kariya. Mahaprabhu took the Angavastra and collected all the dust in the Angavastra and threw it. What does that mean? That means the services, you do it by putting your heart. See, generally you won't want to spoil your cloth, correct now? When you see, but Mahaprabhu is taking it. And then what devotees did you see here? Hey mata bhakta gana karini javase trina dhuli bahire felaya paramaharshe. See, if a leader is enthusiastically doing service like this, others exactly follow, copy. They also put the cloth in their cloth, they put the dust and threw it. That means they understood it's very important service. It's Lord's service we are doing. But sometimes people, one leader was leading Harinam in those days. So 5 o'clock they are supposed to go in the evening. 5:45, I didn't hear any sound. I caught him, I called him and said, hey, why Harinam didn't go today? Prabhuji, devotees don't come, Prabhuji, you are saying. Then I asked the devotees, why you are not coming? Prabhuji, he doesn't come, Prabhuji. If he comes, then we will come. And he is saying, when they come, then I will come. At last I will come. Will it work? Huh? See, we should be like the engine. If the train and the engine is first, and all the bogies can be connected. Like that you can go, isn't it? Huh? So, but who leads everything? So every one of you is HOD in some department, cleanliness or cooking. Make sure that you go first. Like one temple, they told me, Radheshyam, you don't go to the class. After assembling all the people, we will call you. I told them, say, I have no ego problem. Even if nobody is there, I can sit and do kirtan alone. They said, Prabhuji, really? Are you sure? I said, yes. The moment I sat and Jayarada Madhava started, everybody outside hanging around, everybody came in. They sat. So in the Pune temple, we have a standard policy. Even if nobody is in temple hall, start the kirtan, Jayarada Madhava. Then people will come. Otherwise, speaker thinks people will come first, and people think speaker will come first. Ultimately, nobody comes. Everybody thought somebody will do it, and you heard that song, no? Isn't it? See, even Mahaprabhu is also setting goal. Mahaprabhu is setting goal. It's a very beautiful pastime. You can go through this. Dheeraj Prabhu, if they put Gundicha in my channel, they will get the PPT also? They can get? Okay. You can get this PPT, leisurely go through it, okay? Very interesting pastime. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki. Can we take some questions? Actually, I forgot to show this one. See, there are many verses Sandipani Muni is speaking to Krishna Sudama. But after that, so here he is saying, very important, what he says here is, see, Tushtoham bodhvijasthreshtaha satya santu manorataha chandam syayatayamani bhavantika paratracha. Read the translation. As the mic.
You boys are the best of the ISKCON, and I am satisfied with you. May all your desires be fulfilled, and may the Vedic mantras you have learned never lose their meaning for you, in this world or the next.
So 2 benedictions. May all your desires be fulfilled, and may Krishna consciousness be ever fresh for you. So you will see those people who have faithfully served Srila Prabhupada, even after 50 years, they are like children, very super enthusiastic. How many of you observed it? Correct, no? Yeah. On the contrary, even young people become dull in Krishna consciousness even after 3-4 years also, sometimes. Because they think, what is the same philosophy, same mantra, same morning program, they think like that. Why? Because if the service is rendered with sincerity and you attract Guru's blessings, then Krishna consciousness remains ever fresh for you. Same pastime you can hear 1,000,000 times. So how many of you want that enthusiasm, ever fresh enthusiasm? Yeah, for that you have to do seva. Here, read this. Summary points are given in 2-3 slides.
Rendering devotional service. Never unnecessarily engage in sense gratification.
Instead of sense gratification, what we should do? Render service. Because if we don't do service, our time will be occupied by sense gratification.
Variety of devotional service is endless. Do the needful in material duties. Doing services on behalf of Lord. Example, Yudhishthira Maharaj and Parikshit Maharaj, Hanuman, Arjuna. From morning sadhana, one gets a spiritual fortitude to carry out whole day. No one should make an excuse not to work in the name of devotion.
Yeah. So morning sadhana is like a foundation for you. And then daytime you can do a lot of services. So sadhana and service. Sadhana gives the devotional mindset. And the service becomes imbued with devotion. And morning sadhana is good. Correct, no? Then it is powerful. So without morning sadhana, mind is not very devotional. Then the daytime service becomes passionate. You want to do passionate service or compassionate service? So when you're dealing with other devotees, if you don't want to quarrel, one devotee told the morning program was pathetic for him because he got up late and he had to write Mahamantra and chanting didn't get completed. When he went for book distribution, he became angry on everybody to whom he gave books. And nobody purchased books. So it was, instead of compassionate distribution, it became passionate distribution. Correct, no? So for us to have the compassionate language will come in the mouth when morning program is very good and foundation is good. So we have to combine both. The Prabhupada himself is cooking, you see? And here Raghunath Das is serving the Ichira. Read this.
Rendering devotional service. A Vaishnava cannot turn away from Krishna after a show of morning worship and go do something else. If we are not full-time engaged, then the mind is free to do its fickle business of rejection and acceptance for sense gratification. Maya will immediately enter. We do not even have to call her. The moment we are not absorbed in Krishna's devotional service.
You don't have to invite Maya. Maya just fills up. As soon as there is some free time. Isn't it? Yeah. See here, this is a family distributing Prabhupada books. They put a book table. Many families, you will see, husband, wife, children, faithfully distribute books. Here these devotees are going on Harinam Sankirtan. These are examples of practical activity. Read that.
Srila Prabhupada used to say, do the needful, meaning do what is required to carry out the desires of the spiritual master. Sometimes the needful may be to collect donations for building a temple or it may be to approach city officials to get a permit for Rath Yatra festival. The needful may mean comparing the prices of different printers for the best bargain in printing
See,
the
these
spiritual
activities
masterpiece.
looks like outside world activity, but these are all activities in relation to, therefore they are spiritual. Even after Prabhupada took sannyas, one day he purchased paper and he was carrying on the head and he was coming in Chippivada. So one fellow looked up and down and said, "Oh, Swamiji, you make profits, printing books and all, even after taking sannyas." And Prabhupada immediately wrote that article, "Working for Maya, working for Krishna." And Prabhupada said, these people think that how can a sadhu, maintain a bank balance and then print books and distribute books and make money. Prabhupada said, not a farthing of this money is used for sense gratification. They are all used only for Krishna's service. Yeah.
Or it may even mean a grasta should go out and get a job. It may mean anything according to time and place. Spiritual activities are not stereotyped, nor should they be confused with material activities. Based on the confirmation of Rupa Goswami, a devotee knows that although the material world is full of misery, it is also spiritual because the devotee can engage everything in the service of Krishna.
Now you can read 18th chapter, I think, 8th verse, Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada says about grihasthas who are working in factories. Prabhupada talks about that. I'll just show you. Dukkamityeva yatkarma kaya klesha bhayat tyajet sakritva rajasam tyagam naiva tyaga phalam labhet. Read that.
Anyone who gives up prescribed duties as troublesome or out of fear of bodily discomfort is said to have renounced in the mode of passion. Such action never leads to the elevation of renunciation. One who is in Krishna consciousness should not give up earning money out of fear that he is performing fruitive activities. If by working, one can engage his money in Krishna consciousness, or if by rising early in the morning, one can advance his transcendental Krishna consciousness, one should not desist out of fear or because such activities are considered troublesome. Such renunciation is in the mode of passion. The result of passionate work is always miserable. If a person renounces work in that spirit, he never gets the result of renunciation.
So here Prabhupada is talking about kaya klesha. One should not consider the work to be painful and not do it. The next purport he talks about this, what I said. Karyamityeva yat karma niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam taktva phalam chaiva satyaga satviko matah.
O Arjuna, when one performs his prescribed duty only because it ought to be done and renounces all material association and all attachment to the fruit, his renunciation is said to be in the mode of goodness.
See, here Prabhupada writes, read this line, third line here, this one.
A man working in Krishna consciousness in a factory does not associate himself with the work of the factory, nor with the workers of the factory. He simply works for Krishna, and when he gives up the result for Krishna, he is acting transcendently.
Just see, like one of you may be going to a factory, but in factory, are you soul only when you are here, and when you go to factory, you are not soul? You are soul everywhere, and you see all the other factory workers as souls for Krishna's part and parcels. And you also give them Prabhupada books, invite them for the festivals here. So in this way, you can be Krishna conscious even in a factory also. And you see all the factory products as Bhumi Rapanalo Vayu Khamana Buddhirevacha, isn't it? All Krishna's material energy. And I am in this factory for what? I am making some money because if you have a wife, children, family, you want to run it. So you are making some money and you are not going to do it lifelong. Maybe till 50, 60 you will do. And then I'll dedicate my life after that. So in this way, devotee can be fully Krishna conscious. In a factory also, you be a man of values and ethics and morals, and earn a good reputation, and be kind to the other people, be kind and compassionate, and you can win the heart of people and make them devotees also. In this way, that's what he's saying. Service can include all these things also. Read that.
No one willing to work can complain of unemployment in the service of the Lord. And as soon as one becomes unemployed in devotional service, Maya employs him by force.
Yeah.
No one should make devotional service an excuse not to work. When Srila Prabhupada heard a devotee was talking all day to finish her 16 rounds, he replied, she must do some duty. Sometimes it is given as a plea to avoid doing more active service. As a devotee cannot excuse himself from the morning program, similarly, he cannot excuse himself from engaging in a full day's service on behalf of Krishna.
So Prabhupada here is talking about full-time devotees, but some of maybe students are working, that's different situation. The whole idea is one should render service. You can answer the quizzes, we'll conclude with this. Read the quiz.
According to the presentation, what is the primary danger of not being fully engaged in devotional service?
Read the answers, cut fast.
One will become physically weak and unhealthy. B. The mind becomes free to engage in rejection and acceptance for sense gratification, allowing Maya to enter. C. The spiritual master will become angry and dismiss the disciple. D. One will be forced to take a mundane job.
B. Next.
Second, what does the phrase do the needful as used by Srila Prabhupada specifically refer to? A. Focusing exclusively on personal meditation and chanting, neglecting all other duties. B. Carrying out the desires of the spiritual master, which can take a wide variety of forms. C. Performing only those services that are explicitly mentioned in the scriptures. D. Prioritizing fundraising above all other activities.
B.
Third, the presentation uses the example of Lord Chaitanya avoiding the company of Maharaj Pratapuddha. What principle does this illustrate? A. That kings and politicians are inherently sinful and must be avoided. B. That those in the renounced order should be cautious about associating with worldly minded persons, Vishayas. C. That devotional service should never involve interacting with government officials. D. Preaching is important but not to those who hold lead positions like kings.
Again B.
Fourth, how does the presentation define the relationship between material duties and spiritual activities? A. Material duties are a necessary evil that distract from spiritual life and should be minimized. B. Material duties and spiritual activities are completely separate and should never mix. C. A devotee can engage material duties in the service of Krishna, thus spiritualizing them. D. Only full-time temple residents can spiritualize their duties, householders cannot.
C.
Fifth, what is the suggested source of spiritual fortitude to carry out service throughout the day? A. A high-protein diet and physical exercise. B. A good night's sleep without disturbance. C. Faithfully executing one's morning sadhana. D. Reading philosophical books during work breaks.
C. Got it. Actually, you can just take a snapshot of this. Later on, Namprem Prabhu, Damodar Prabhu, they can conduct this group. I did it in America for their students, but it will be very helpful. It's a reflection activity. So, service and study makes you steady. So, this is like two railway lines, service and study. Both should go hand in hand. Those who do too much service and no study, they become passionate in their service. One last example I'll give and I'll conclude. You know, Prabhupada one day saw in the temple, bus party people returned. And Prabhupada heard news from the president that they had a lot of quarrel. 5, 6 of the devotees. And Prabhupada told them that next 3 months you don't go out, Prabhupada said. Just worship the deity. They were shocked. But Prabhupada, what about distributing books? Prabhupada, you can do later. Because when you worship the deity, Prabhupada said you get cleanliness, you get punctuality, you become more sober, you become more purer, you become free from contamination, and you are also associating with the Lord. So, Prabhupada said you cannot just render service like a wild endeavor, without having a proper mental and spiritual disposition. There should be, like one time, one devotee was made in charge of crowd control. He was given this PVC pipe. You know PVC pipe we have? So he's supposed to keep them little away. He started beating people. He was told, hey, no, you are not fit for crowd control. He said, no, Prabhuji, I am given in charge. He said, no, you are not in charge. Because, you need to properly deal with, respectfully with devotees. So you should play a fair game. A foul game means, in the name of rendering devotional service, you can't bring your anarthas out in the field of service. And in order to avoid that, that is why you need to combine these two, study and service and study makes you steady. Thank you very much. Now it gets late, 10:10, because I showed you many PowerPoint things also, and many things we discussed. I can take some questions if you are not too hungry. Another 5 minutes I can take, 5 minutes. Yes, yes, Mati, you have the mic, one there and one here. You can take. Yes, Mati.
प्रभु जी, आज हमने स्टडी के बारे में भी पढ़ा और सेवा के बारे में भी। तो कैसे
Actually,
होता
अच्छा
है?
लगा ना दोनों साथ में।
यस प्रभु जी, बहुत
नहीं
अच्छा।
तो कभी-कभी वन साइडेड हो जाता है।
यस प्रभु जी, तो कभी-कभी कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं हम लोग। जैसे कार्तिक है तो हम लोग सोचते हैं कि वी चैंट 25 राउंड या 32 राउंड और हमको बहुत ज्यादा रीडिंग करना चाहिए, और कुछ भक्त लोग सोचते हैं नहीं हमें स्ट्रीट प्रोग्राम में जाना चाहिए क्योंकि ये प्रभुपाद का सेवा है, इससे प्रचार ज्यादा होता है। हमको किस तरह से बैलेंस करना
कार्तिक महीने
चाहिए?
में थोड़ा ज्यादा कर सकते हैं पढ़ाई, जपा इत्यादि। प्रभुपाद जी को किसी ने पूछा कार्तिक महीने में प्रभुपाद कितना जप करना चाहिए, प्रभुपाद बोला कि जपमाला को नीचे कर रखो ही मत, ऐसे बोले प्रभुपाद जी। करते रहो बोला कार्तिक महीने में, क्योंकि ये राधा जी का महीना है, ये बहुत प्रिय महीना है। जरूर हम लोग, आप देखेंगे वैशेषिक प्रभु जो किताब वितरण करते हैं उसमें सारे दुनिया को उन्होंने प्रेरणा दी। वो भी क्या करते हैं, कार्तिक महीने में वृंदावन में आकर उधर गोवर्धन में ठहर कर वो क्या करते हैं, उनका शेड्यूल मालूम है आपको? उनका शेड्यूल इस प्रकार है, 1 महीने के लिए प्रातः काल में वो लोग उठ जाते हैं, 2 बजे 3 2:30 बजे उठ जाते हैं। वो लोग 64 माला करते हैं और 5 घंटे भागवतम पढ़ते हैं डेली, और गोवर्धन की परिक्रमा करते हैं। 3 थिंग्स इन ए डे, डेली गोवर्धन परिक्रमा डेली 1 मंथ, एंड 5 hours ऑफ भागवतम स्टडी। 2 कैंटो पूरा करते हैं, 6th and 7th कैंटो, अगली बार 8th and 9th कैंटो, ऐसे 2 कैंटो पूरा करते हैं 1 महीने में। 5 घंटे का पढ़ाई और कितने राउंड्स, तो 64 राउंड्स के लिए लगभग 7 घंटे लगता है। 7 या 7 hours इज रीजनेबल, 7 hours और 5 hours ऑफ स्टडी, कितना हो गया? 12 हो गया। और गोवर्धन परिक्रमा 4 साढ़े 4 घंटे में कर सकते हैं, कितना हो गया? 16 hours करते हैं। तो रात को सो जाते हैं, 8 बजे सोकर 2 बजे उठते हैं, तो 6 घंटे को हो गया 24 hours। तो मतलब बाकी दूसरा चीज करने के लिए टाइम नहीं है, इतना ही करते हैं ऐसे। तो ये क्लास भी है भागवतम क्लास, उसको भी जोड़ देते तो 24 hours हो जाएगा। तो इस तरह 1 महीने के लिए, ये तो पिछले 30-40 साल से करते आए हैं ऐसे, हर साल ही करते हैं प्रभु जी। ये उनका शेड्यूल है। और क्या करते हैं, ऐसे छोटा कमरा है उनका, उसमें वो बैठते हैं और 7-8 डिवोटीज बैठते हैं। मुझे भी बुलाया था, मैं भी गया था एक बार, 1 हफ्ते ठहरा उनके साथ में, मैं भी अटेंड किया उसको। और कमरे के बाहर कुछ 10-20 माता जी बैठी है, और ऑनलाइन में लगभग 2000 लोग अटेंड करते हैं ऑनलाइन में, प्रभु जी के रीडिंग, उनके डिसाइपल्स वगैरह अटेंड करते हैं ऐसे। तो इसको ऊर्जा व्रत बोलते हैं कार्तिक महीने में। सर मैं भी सोच रहा हूँ अगले साल मेरा शेड्यूल बदलूंगा, तो तपस्या और करना चाहिए। मैं बहुत सालों से सोचते आया हूँ, लेकिन और इस सच्चिदानंद महाराज आप देखेंगे वो वृंदावन में आकर पूरे कार्तिक महीने में वो शेविंग नहीं करेंगे, बियर्ड, मूंछ, बाल पूरा बढ़ा देंगे। बढ़ाने की मन नहीं, लेकिन वो दिन भर माला करना, ऐसे वो भी 64 माला करते थे पहले, कभी कभी उससे भी ज्यादा करते हैं, सुना मैंने। और शास्त्र पढ़ना, और ये तो बहुत सालों से कर रहे हैं वो, हर बार तो बहुत जोर देते हैं। तो इस तरह का अनेक बड़े बड़े प्रभुपाद के डिसाइपल्स बहुत गंभीरता से ये महीने में, क्योंकि राधा जी की प्रिय महीना है, इसमें कृपा बहुत प्राप्त होता है। लेकिन हम लोग संस्था के अंदर बैठे हैं, अभी हमारा प्रीचिंग का भी ड्यूटी है। लेकिन बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जो है वो बद्रा में भी करते हैं हम लोग, उसके बाद मैराथन में भी करते हैं। तो इसलिए ये 2 महीना छोड़कर, भद्रक के महीना है सितंबर और दिसंबर महीना, ये 2 महीने में ऑलरेडी चल रहा है अच्छा डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन। तो ये कार्तिक महीने में अगर हम टाइम निकाल कर अभी नाम प्रेम प्रभु, अगर कथा 4-4 घंटे का भी देंगे कथा, तो एकदम मधुर देते हैं कथा, पढ़ सकते हैं भागवतम, सुन सकते हैं ऐसे भक्त लोग। और प्रभुपाद की तात्पर्य पढ़कर उसके ऊपर चर्चा करनी चाहिए। अगर कृष्ण सुदामा लिया चैप्टर 80, 81, 10th कैंटो, वो पढ़ने के लिए कुल मिलाकर हो सकता है 10-12 घंटा लगेगा उसको स्टडी सर्कल के रूप में पढ़ने के लिए। इस तरह कर सकते हैं, वो गलती नहीं है। अगर थोड़ा ज़्यादा भजन करना चाहते हैं इस महीने में, खास करके ये महीने में, इस महीने में कार्तिक महीने, बाकी टाइम तो पूरा देना चाहिए। और इसमें एडवांटेज क्या है मैं आपको बताऊंगा। अच्युत मोहन प्रभु करके एक डिवोटी हैं उधर वाराणसी में, जब कोविड आया था ना, उस समय हर दिन वो लोगों का भागवतम क्लास 3-4 घंटे का था उनका। वो भी भागवतम फर्स्ट कैंटो से ऐसे कैंटो वे कैंटो वर्ष बे वर्ष पपड़ के साथ पढ़ते गए वो लोग। तो पहला स्कंद से लेकर अभी 7वां स्कंद तक पूरा कर दिया वो लोगों ने। रीडिंग भी किया और डिस्कशन भी किया। ऐसे करते 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 धीरे 7वें स्कंद पर पहुंच गए। अभी कोविड के साल चालू किया उन्होंने, 2019 में चालू की, 2023-24 तक ऐसे 7वां स्कंद तक पहुंचे हैं। और विद्यार्थी सब मजबूत हो गए उसमें, क्योंकि अच्छी तरह 7 स्कंद पढ़ा है, फाउंडेशन बुनियाद बन जाता है। बाद में जब सेवा के लिए जाएंगे उनको जानकारी है सही ढंग से, खुशी से सेवा कर पाएंगे। हम कभी भी नहीं सोचना चाहिए कि ये जो इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हैं पढ़ाई में और जपा में, ये समय की बर्बादी है, सेवा नहीं हो पा रहा है। लेकिन अनेक लोग सेवा करने वाले आते हैं, सेवा करते हैं, निकल जाते हैं, पता नहीं किधर गए। अनेक लोग दिखते नहीं है। जो टिकने वाले लोग वही होते हैं जो अच्छी तरह से सुबह का प्रोग्राम किया है और उन्होंने ये भी किया है, पढ़ाई भी किया है। These 2 things, morning program, that means 3 things we are talking: sadhana, स्वाध्याय and सेवा, करेक्ट ना? इसमें साधना और स्वाध्याय जिनका मजबूत है उनका सेवा शाश्वत है। If anybody sadhana and swadhyaya is very mazboot, the service is eternal. They'll go on doing service till last breath. लेकिन जो लोग सेवा करते हैं उनका स्वाध्याय ठीक नहीं, साधना ठीक नहीं, थोड़ा सेवा देकर गायब हो जाएंगे। वो सिर्फ यात्रा के टाइम दिखेंगे। वो स्पेशल यात्रा, पुणे यात्रा, नहीं तो महापुरुष, इतने साल किधर थे? ये एक व्यक्ति, उसको देखकर मैं पकड़ा, है इधर आओ, अभी देखा, नहीं प्रभु जी आप बहुत बिजी आदमी है, प्रभु जी आपको डिस्टर्ब नहीं करना चाहता। मैं बोल रहा हूँ मैं बिजी नहीं हूँ, तुम्हारे लिए पूरा टाइम है मेरे पास, आओ। नहीं प्रभु जी, अनेक भक्त आपको मिलना चाहते हैं। प्रभु जी बोला, अनेक भक्त मिलने थे लेकिन आपको मिलने के बाद आओ इधर। मैंने पकड़ा उसको, बोला अरे आप दिखते ही नहीं आजकल, इधर आए यात्रा में। हाँ प्रभु जी, थोड़ा शक्ति प्राप्ति करने के लिए आए हैं यात्रा में। भाग्य टाइम फुर्सत ही मिलता नहीं प्रभु जी, क्या करें? क्योंकि ये लोग सेवा किया लेकिन पढ़ाई नहीं किया, स्वाध्याय नहीं, साधना नहीं। ठीक है, मत किया ना
प्रभु जी। कंफ्यूजन ये है कि जैसे कार्तिक, इट मीन्स हमारे कांग्रीगेशन, हमारे डोनर्स, सबके यहाँ बहुत प्रोग्राम होता है, सारा दिन में 4-4, 3-3 एंड विद स्ट्रीट प्रोग्राम।
हम लोग उसको जन्माष्टमी में करते हैं, कार्तिक में नहीं करते हैं। जन्माष्टमी महीने में 1 महीना है ना, 1 महीना हर दिन 3-3, 4-4 जन्माष्टमी मनाते हैं अलग अलग घर में। उस समय इधर उस टाइम भी करते हैं आप लोग?
प्रभु जी कार्तिक में ही मोस्टली
कार्तिक में करते हैं,
जन्माष्टमी में वो लोग नहीं बुलाते हैं। क्या करना चाहिए प्रभु? किसी को ना बोलने में भी अच्छा नहीं लगता है, बट ये भी सोच रहे हैं कि क्या करना चाहिए।
like this, Janmashtami month you can consider having more kathas and sadhana and everything, because that month you don't have everyday activity. Then and you can substitute that Kartik to that, and then Kartik mahine mein everybody can go out and do those services. Basically 1 month in a year I am strongly feeling also for taking in ourselves, क्योंकि हमको अभी मैं ट्रैवल करता हूँ, दिन में 4-4, 5-5 कार्यक्रम करते आया हूँ। ऑल दिस, अमेरिका भी 3 महीना गया था, आने के बाद एकदम स्ट्रेच पूरा है। लेकिन अगर हम खुद को पढ़ने के लिए मिलता है, शांति से 1 महीना रख सकते हैं, साधना एंड स्वाध्याय उसके लिए। एंड इफ दैट कैन बी फॉर यू द जन्माष्टमी मंथ, but that time is youth preaching is at the peak, I think. Correct, no? Correct, no? You have to find out which month. For the boys also it's convenient. At the same time, it can be any month, not necessarily Kartik month. Kartik month you are doing very good service. But the idea is we all should get time, क्योंकि हम लोग अभी हमारे अंदर कुछ भी शक्ति है, इसका मतलब क्या है? मेरे गुरु महाराज जैसे महाप्रकाश लीला 5 बजे चालू किया शिवा सांगन में, 11 बजे तक बोला। इतना टाइम हो 6 घंटा सुना हमने, शुद्ध संप्रत्याचिरम, घंटों घंटे हमने सुना। सर गौर लीला हर दिन महाराज प्रातः काल में 8 बजे से 2 बजे तक बोलते थे, रोज 5 दिन बोला उन्होंने चौपाटी मंदिर में। हाँ? तो हम लोग घंटों घंटे सुनने के बाद, क्लास होने के बाद उठकर जाओ गौर लीला सुनने के बाद, पूरा चैतन्य महाप्रभु नित्यानंद सब नाचते हैं आपके सर के अंदर। You can visualize everybody in your head because of continuous class for hours together. आजकल के जमाने में ISKCON में सेवा बढ़ गया बहुत, भाग दौड़ करो, इधर भागो उधर भागो। हाँ? इसलिए हम लोगों को थोड़ा बहुत बैलेंस भी करना चाहिए। लेकिन अब साधारण एवरेज डे में मॉर्निंग प्रोग्राम अगर कर दिया, और हफ्ते में भक्तों के लिए कितना घंटा प्रभात की तात्पर्य पढ़ना, वीकली 6 आवर्स, 6 आवर्स करेक्ट ना। और लेक्चर गुरु का एक, प्रभात जी का एक सुनना, वो साधना कार्ड के अनुसार वो मुश्किल बात नहीं है। छुट्टी के समय थोड़ा ज़्यादा सुन सकते हैं, करेक्ट ना। दामोदर प्रभु कैन डिस्कस अबाउट दिस, फाइंड आउट विच टाइम ऑफ द ईयर यू फील। मैं भी सोच रहा हूँ कभी कभी we can even go to some holy place with a group of serious devotees, and then the one holy place we go for 1 week, like Pandharpur I'm planning to go 1 week. You spend time there reading, basically different devotees will read and little discussion and more reading and absorbing and more chanting, and devotees will become very thickly related also, correct no? 1 month in a year if we take out, anyway we have 12 months in a year, भाई से तो हमारे जीवन बदलने वाला नहीं है, सेवा ऐसे ही रहेगा, ISKCON में बढ़ता ही रहेगा। Do you think ISKCON service will reduce? Never. And you're going to come with a new temple also. But if you create this culture like Vaisheshika Prabhu, he's a very rigid person. I am very surprised. He's such a missionary spirited personality. When it comes to his personal sadhana, he is uncompromising. Very amazing, no? Yeah. There are many devotees. I am only telling 1 or 2 like this. Even Indra Swami Maharaj, he stays in Vrindavan only. He's based in Dhanbad. He does a lot. As much as they give out, he has written many books also recently. Shivaram Swami Maharaj, he has written practically 30-40 books. Very good sadhana and swadhyaya. Then the prachar also can be very big. He is running a 1,000-acre Varnashrama community, but he is uncompromising in his sadhana and swadhyaya also. One last question here.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. So, we showed many purports where, like, Prabhupada is mentioning that the spiritual master or authority, like, they could find out the particular nature of the devotee and they can engage in service. And Prabhupada also engaged like
Correct.
that. But at the same time, as a ISKCON is a mission, and there are some services which requires Prabhu, so does not match with our nature. But as I said, it's required for propagation of mission. We do that service actually, but it's not our heartfelt desire that.
Actually, there are 3 types of activities we do. One is vihita karma, which Guru has given. And second is kamya karma, activities which we like to do. And third is nishidha karma, which is prohibited activities. So vihita karma means what you said just now. Like your seniors have told you to do a service, you don't like it so much, but because that's a need of the hour, so you do it. Say, for example, going to homes during this month, Kartik month, and doing festival. There is some amount of maya also there, because they're all new people many times. But you go with the senior and take care of yourself and then do the service. That is vihita karma. Kamya karma means, say, you like to learn harmonium, you like to learn mridangam, or you learn to like shlokas. That you can do in your own personal time. When you get some personal time, in that we do kamya karma. And nishita karma is prohibited actions you avoid.
So actually, sometimes vihit karma activities become so much that we are not able to work kamya karma activities.
No, then one has to present to the superior that Prabhu, the activities which you have given me, those activities are dragging me away from Krishna. I'm becoming very affected. Like, for example, there was one brahmachari we kept in those days in gift stall, So he had to take care in the very early days of Punjabihari temple. So he was a young devotee, but then in gift stall, many Matajis would come to buy things. They would ask him. He felt little uneasy to talk to them and show the things to them in the shop. And by some of them, new people, they were not so properly dressed. He felt uneasy. So he told the management, but management told him, see, at least 6 months you have to do till we get an employee for that. So 6 months he tolerated. After 6 months, he was given another service. He was put in Pujari department and he was relieved. Similarly, if any of us is not able to do a particular service, we can go and tell the senior and then tell him that I'm not quitting the service, Prabhu, but if you can kindly look for another devotee for this, then I can be relieved whenever you are able to do that. So humbly we can present. All right, no? It's clear? Prabhupada ki. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.